The world cracks into a geometric figure, then stretches and squishes like rubber. That sequence repeated over and over in a short span. I feel light condense between my eyes. I still don't get that. Countless stars fall underneath my eyelids. Those stars eventually call color back to the monochrome world. The severe vertigo passes in several seconds. Cold sweat oozes from my temples. While I hit both sides of my head with my fists, the air in my lungs squeezes out little by little. The world line has changed, I guess. I head to the lounge to check with the divergence meter.
消えた
Before the world line changed, just a few minutes ago, I had changed the Nixie tube meter. No, I had checked the Nixie tube meter, but now it's nowhere to be found. I soon understand what's going on. The day I received that meter was within the time undone by that last email. So it's natural that the meter isn't here. I feel a throbbing pain deep within my chest, feelings of regret. I grind my teeth and fight that pain. If nobody else will remember, then I guess only I protected those memories. Our memories with Suzuha. Inside the room are Mayuri, Kurisu, and Daru. Mayuri and Kurisu getting along on the sofa, dozing off shoulder to shoulder. Daru doesn't look towards the spectacle of the two innocent high school girls, but instead plays eroge on his PC. I take a deep breath and turn on the TV. I tune to a news channel. The world line should have changed. I erased our memories of Suzuha, and because of that, Suzuha should have leaped to 1975 without losing her memories, bringing the IBM 5100 to the lab. Then we should use that to hack into CERN and completely erase all the information they intercepted from us. If we do that, then Mooka's group won't attack, and Mayuri won't die. That's how it should have happened. That's how it has to be. That's how I believed it would be. Which is why I sacrificed Suzuha's memories. The quickest way to confirm that change is to see whether or not there are delays at Akihabara Station.
ダル、山手線は止まっているか？
は？いや、止まってないんじゃね？
ネットで調べてくれ。
今いいところなのに。
頼む。
Daru sighs as he looks at the top page of the taboo.
やっぱ止まってないみたいだお。
I just realized that taboo thing? That was Yahoo, wasn't it?
ありがとう。
The world line changed. Then that retro PC, the IBM 5100, should be in the development room. I go back to the development room and see if I can find anything. But contrary to my expectations, I couldn't find it. What does this mean? I look at my watch. 7:43 p.m. Mooka's group attacks. What time again? I think you said it was about 8. No, I think it was 7, so it's about a good 30 minutes past their attack. My heart throbs like a drum. Everything should have been solved. Mooka's group isn't going into action, as evidenced by the normal train schedule. I was convinced of that. So why? It doesn't feel like anything's been solved. The disappearance of the IBM 5100 really does put me at unease. I want to slowly think about where the retro PC could be, but I don't think I have that much free time. My feelings press me on. I'm concerned, and can't judge things properly. Looking like an idiot, I check my watch again. 7:46 p.m. But damn, you've been lost in thought for 10 minutes? Shit. The scene back then comes back to mind. Mayuri, who died bleeding. The smell of gunpowder from Mooka's gun. I frantically shake those visions out of my head. I look at the lab entrance. The door hasn't been kicked open yet. I gulp, with feelings like a prayer. I was petrified. Time passed to 9 p.m. I peek out the window down the street. Nobody's there.
オカリン、誰か待ってんの？さっきからやたら下を気にしてっけど。
Just like Dodo said, I'd probably been peeked down about 20 times in the past hour. And each of those 20 times, I didn't detect any suspicious figures. Mooka's group didn't appear. If my memories aren't mistaken, the attack was earlier than 8 p.m. Just as I thought, the past changed, along with the world line. So I should think that the event of the attack has also changed. Suzuha's sacrifice was not in vain. Finally aware of that fact, I let out a deep breath. Now I notice that my hour of heightened tension caused my armpits to sweat.
Mayuri, それにクリス。
The lab mem girls that had been dozing off a while ago were now awake. They're having a slightly late dinner. Mayuri has cup yokisoba. Kurusu has cup tonkotsu ramen. By the way, Kurusu's slurping the noodles with a fork.
今あんた、私の名前、普通に呼んだ？
Yes, indeed he did. And then again, for him it's like the third or fourth time, I have no idea. I don't remember. Kurusu lifts her face up, stunned. She seems really astonished.
二人とも、食事が終わったら帰るんだ。もう遅いから、送っていく。
そうする。別に、岡部なんかに送ってもらわなくても、一人で帰れるんだけど。
いいから。誰も、支度しておけ。
え？僕も？
The Yamate, Sobu, and Keihin Tohoku lines, as well as the Ginza line that passes through Suehichiro Station, are all operating normally without a problem. Neither Mooka nor her fellow men could be seen anywhere. Kurusu's taking the Sobu line to the next station, Ochanimizu, while Daru's going to the opposite way to Shinikoiwa. Mayuri and I are taking the Yamate line to Ikebukuro, so we parted the station's ticket gate. And now, the Yamate line safely heads through the dark night to Ikebukuro. There are surprisingly few passengers. I guess there aren't many homebound salarymen since they're off for Oban holiday. Mayuri has silently been playing a handheld game, a Ride Night Kakeru action RPG. Inside the small LCD fights Mayuri's playable character, a gigantic Upa. I stand next to her, deep in emotion, gazing at the profile of my childhood friend. Mayuri survived the night of the 13th. Now that I think about it, just how many times have I tasted the despair of tonight? No matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't save this optimistic childhood friend of mine. Right before my eyes, Mayuri died tragic deaths over and over. But now, she's alive. This is a natural scene. This is why I sacrificed Suzuha's memories. I'm sorry, Suzuha. Thank you, Suzuha. I give these two feelings to Suzuha, who no longer exists now in 2010. No, Suzuha might still be close by. Where in Akiba could the 54-year-old Suzuha be? I'll try asking Tennoji tomorrow. Because Tennoji is most likely indebted to Suzuha in his world line too. In this world line too. I wonder if Suzuha remembers me.
ねえねえ、オカリン。
Suddenly, Mayuri lifts her head. A bewildered look floating in her expression, and her cheeks were slightly dyed pink. This seems very weird. What is it that you have to say to me, child?
なんだ
なんだじゃないよ。そんなにじーって見つめられたらね、気になってマユシーはそわそわしちゃうのです。
Oh, sorry about that. I've seen you die about what? 30 times, maybe? I have no idea. That's all Okabe. But, god damn it, it's good to see you alive for an extended period of time beyond the time that you're supposed to die. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just like, happy to see that you're alive and well. Don't take it any way else. It's nothing weird or romantic or anything of the sort.
ゲームオーバーにでもなったのか
No, sorry about that.
それは悪かった
I apologize, but keep looking at her. Without going back to playing her game, Mayuri looks at me concerned.
今日のオカリン、なんだかいつもと違うような気がするよ。
そうか
Yeah, it does, man. But then again, watching a childhood friend die multiple times can do that. Especially when you find out, hey, she's not dying anymore.
どうかしたの？
Mayuri is unexpectedly sharp. I understood that when she found out that Suzuha's father was Daru. I don't want to worry her too much. I want Mayuri to smile optimistically like usual, without anything to worry about. Because it's already over.
俺は何も変わってはいない今もお前の顔を見ていたのではなくいかに世界に混沌をもたらすかを考えていたのだ
Indeed.
本当に？無理してない？
この狂気のマッドサイエンティストに無理なことなど一つもない常に IQ170 を誇る灰色の脳細胞が完璧な計算を叩き出しているのだからな
そっか。でもね、たまにはボケーって休むことも必要なんだよ。そのことをね、忘れないでね、オカリン。
Having said that, Mayuri returns to her game. I feel cold glances pour on me from my surroundings, but I don't care at all. Hold on a second, I need to check something. Alright, I'm back. Everything is working. Mayuri is here with me. This is a normal scene. I can finally return to normal things. The previous day was the first time I'd been home in a while, soundly sleeping in bed. I guess it's because of my mental weariness, but that was my best sleep in a while. Before going into the lab, I stand still in front of the building. I stare at the Brown Tube Workshop storefront. The usual mountain bike parked there is no longer there. Suzuha liked it so much, she insisted on bringing it with her to 1975. And then manager opened the workshop door, sluggishly coming outside.
お岡部、おめえずいぶん暇そうだな。うちでバイトしねえか。今なら特別に月給ブラウン管1台で雇ってやる。
What does he mean by a single Brown Tube monthly salary? So basically, for 1 month's work, you'll get a single Brown Tube? I absolutely refuse.
鈴葉はいつ頃辞めたんでしたっけ
鈴葉？誰だそいつは。
Wait, what? She was here beforehand? I'm startled. did the fact that she worked here disappear? The entire fact of her existence is gone. Even though she was here a few days, at least, before she decided to go back. The hell is this shit? But that's impossible.
たった10日ばかりで辞めてくようなゆとりバイトの名前なんざとっくに忘れちまったぜ。
Oh. Dude, don't fucking confuse me like that.
俺紛らわしい言い方を。
So Suzuha did work here after all. That fact, that evidence that Suzuha has spent several days in 2010, still remains.
せっかく俺が楽でいると思ったのによ。だから嫌なんだ。最近の若いのは根性なしもいいところだぜ。どうせ面接の時に言ってたブラウン管が好きってのも嘘だったんだろうよ。まんまと騙されちまった。
Tenergy shrugs his shoulders, annoyed. Naturally, this guy doesn't know about Suzuha's hidden secret identity.
橋田鈴という人を知っていますか？
Tenergy unexpectedly opens his eyes wide open, wide upon my abrupt question.
懐かしい名前だな。おめえ知り合いだったのか？
Nostalgic? Knew her?
その人は今は
もうかれこれ10年になるか。
10 years? 10 years since what? Don't tell me. I had a bad feeling about this, so I can't ask any more. But manager has a faraway look in his eyes, as if he's looking back to the past.
あの人には随分世話になった。
Why are you talking in past tense?
天涯孤独だったらしくてな。せめて俺が見とってやりたかったんだが。
Care for? He definitely just said that. I realized when I heard those words. Even though the world line changed, Suzuha didn't make it to 2010.
でもま、こう言っちゃなんだが、死に顔は穏やかだったよ。
穏やか？自殺じゃないのか？
自殺？お前それ誰から吹き込まれたんだよ。すずさんは病気で亡くなったんだ。根も葉もねえ話を信じてんじゃねえ。
Sickness. It was sickness? I shouldn't feel good about that. But I could say it's better than what happened before the world line changed. It might be overdoing it, but I tell myself so.
で、おめえとすずさんはどういう知り合いだったんだ？
昔俺も世話になったんです。もう一度会いたいって思っていたのに。
そうか。あの人が住んでた家は今俺が使ってんだ。位牌もそこにある。なんなら手を合わせに来るか。
I nod deeply at the offer. We're coming to see you, Suzuha. Or at least your memorial tab. Whatever. Manager closes up shop and guides me to his house. From Chuodori we head towards this... Okay. Does anyone else notice that? The Somvi, the Somv, the Shard, and the Ranasonic. Shimaru. I can't tell any other brand products that have been changed. I quickly gaze at the Akiba scenery. The moe shops are still nowhere to be found. And then, after a little hesitation, I look towards Radio Kaikon. Gone. The satellite isn't launched there. All that's left is the hole the satellite, the time machine, had made when it time traveled. Suzuha went on a journey to 1975, riding that time machine. So it's only natural that the satellite is gone.
例の人工衛星いつ消えたんでしたっけ？
ああ、5日前ぐらいじゃなかったか。世の中 奇妙なことが起きるもんだな。
So Suzuha left before it rained. Like manager said, his house really is closer than expected. We took the train to the next station, Ochanimachi, and we walked for about 5 minutes. It's an old one. It's an old one-story house built in a quiet corner of the residential area. But it's manager's house, and where Suzuha once lived. When I come to the front of the house, what jumps into view is Suzuha's mountain bike. I felt a strange illusion, as if Suzuha were about to squat right next to it. But the mountain bike Suzuha would ride on the Brown Tube workshop was more shiny and new. This bicycle's design, brand, and painting were all the same, but it's fairly rusty and old-looking.
その自転車は、鈴さんがすっげえ大事にしてたんだよ。晩年は自分で乗ることはなかったけどな。それでも週に一度はフレームを磨いてた。処分することもできなくて、結局10年もそこに置いたままだ。俺もできるだけ整備はしてるんだが、さすがに錆が目立ってきてるな。
And Jelly put my hand on the seat. It was faintly warm from the sunlight. In the few days Suzuha was on Akiba, I guess 2 of these bicycles existed at the same time. It's not as messy inside the house as I expected. It wasn't what you'd expect from seeing the mess at the Brown Tube workshop. Maybe the usual small woodland creature cleans up with all her might. For an instant, I remember what she did at Ochanimizu Station, and feel like vomiting. But I tell myself that was just an accident, and that event has already been undone. Tennoji Nai has done nothing wrong. Next to the living room is a child's room. There's a children's study desk, and a toppled-over red backpack. I couldn't find Nai. Which reminds me, his daughter visits the workshop often, but not once have I seen manager's wife. He wouldn't stoop so low as to marry Suzuha. Marry Hashida Suzu, right? I mean, even I think about their ages. When I think about their ages, Hashida Suzu should have been a lot older than the manager. But as they say, love knows no age. I wonder what really happened. I don't know how I would feel if those 2 married, and then gave birth to Tennoji Nai. Oh my god, that would be weird. Then Dara would have a grandchild that loves Mayuri. And also kinda loved Suzuha when she was around. That'd be so trippy. If that were the case, then that means Dara would be manager's father, and oh my god. I didn't think about that possibility. And that's actually pretty interesting. So I kinda want to see, though. I pay my respects at the altar. There's no picture. So I couldn't see Hashida Suzu's face as she died at age 44. I offer up incense and look around the house again. This is the house that Suzuha lived in after leaping to 1975.
俺と鈴さんは最初、いわゆるお隣さんだったんだよ。
For some reason, the manager took out a can of beer and offered it to me. When I declined, he slightly clicks his tongue and starts drinking it himself.
俺はヨーロッパ生まれのヨーロッパ育ちでな。
は？それはギャグですか？
んだよてめえ。俺は英語もフランス語もペラペラだぞこら。
He really doesn't look it. I didn't think this guy would be a returnee.
両親が死んで15年ぐらい前に日本に帰ってきたんだよ。 つっても俺にとっては生まれて初めての日本だった。この国について何にも知らねえ俺の面倒を見てくれたのが隣に一人で住んでたすずさんだったってわけだな。
All right. Now, this is my only chance to ask the question.
結婚を
あ？結婚？
すずさんと。
アホか。
Denied. So that's how it was.
あの人は随分ストイックに生きてたよ。人付き合いもあまりなかったみたいだ。けどな、俺にはよくしてくれた。ここに越してきて1年ぐらい経った時、俺の家が火事で全焼してな。まあ俺のタバコの不始末が原因だから自業自得なんだが、その時に全財産なくした俺をこの家で下宿させてくれたんだ。それだけじゃねえ。工房のあるあの大檜山ビルな、あれもともとすずさんの持ち物だったんだぞ。
え？ Really?
それを格安で譲ってもらったんだ。おかげで俺はブラウン管工房を構えることができたってわけだ。あの人は俺の恩人だよ。ある時、なんだって縁もゆかりもねえのにこんなによくしてくれるんですかって聞いたことがあんだが、そしたらあの人は笑ってこう答えたよ。巡り巡って人は誰かに親身にしてもらうことになってる。だから君もいずれ誰かに親身にしてあげなさいってな。なんだか不思議な人だったぜ。預言者みたいにこれから起きる出来事をピタリピタリと言い当てたりしてな。
That was probably a repayment of kindness to manager for looking after her at the Bronte workshop, even for only 10 days. And so, it formed a loop.
しかし世間ってのは狭いな。あの人のことを知ってる人間がこんな近いところにいたとは。そうだ、ちょっと待ってろ。
Tenergy seems to remember something as he goes to the child's room next door. He returns, holding something.
は？
Oh hey, it's the divergence meter. And the thing changed. It was 337 something something before, and now it's 4.09431. Sorry. Burp. Before the world line changed, it was in the lab. But in this world line, Suzuha Suzuha brought the meter with her to 1975. And it's been in this house for 35 years. The Nixie tubes' red numbers display the numbers .040939431. Divergence has changed, just like Suzuha had said. And so this also proves that my demon eye, reading Steiner, gives me the ability to sense changes to the world line after all. But what does .409431 mean? Suzuha had said,
メーターの数値が 1% を超えたとき、君はベータ世界線にたどり着いたことになる。
So basically, that means I'm still in the Alpha World line?
それ何の数字を表してるかわかるか？
Yes, indeed I do, but I can't tell you.
俺にはさっぱりわからなくてな。この10年その数字からピクリとも変わりゃしねえ。
No, it's changed. It has changed, just not in the way you know.
ただすずさんは病床からいつもこのメーターを眺めてた。
え？
上ごとのようにつぶやいて、この数字は変わる前なのかな、変わった後なのかな、私は変えられたのかな。そんな風に一日に何回もな。見てて 痛々しいほどだった。
I touched the meter. Suzuha. I turned to the girl who died 10 years ago. The girl who will be born 7 years from now. The girl who leapt through time. I call out to her in my heart. Thank you. We avoided Mayuri's death. And divergence changed too. But maybe I still haven't granted your dream. Over 1% divergence. Once that's achieved, the future you strove for will be realized. So I will carry on your will. For sure, I'm crying before I realize that. Manager lightly pats my shoulder to cheer me up.
Okabe!
Coming out of the ticket gate, Mayuri leisurely walks up to me.
まさかね、本当に駅まで迎えに来てくれるなんて思わなかった。マユシーはびっくりなのです。
人質に逃げられては困るからな。
困るよね。それでね、マユシーはとっても嬉しいよ。
I don't quite understand, but Mayuri gives a carefree smile, walking ahead of me, almost skipping.
ねえ、その抱えてる荷物って何？
ミスター・ブラウンから譲ってもらったんだ。世界線の数値を測ることのできる大パーツなんだぞ。
なんだかすごそうだね。でも世界線の数値って？
I smile wryly.
マユリは本当にバカだな。
Why did I do this? After I left manager's house, I called Mayuri to ask when she's coming to Akiba, and then came to the station to pick her up. Anxiety still smolders at the bottom of my heart. Yesterday, the night of Friday the 13th, we somehow managed to survive. While that may be true, that doesn't mean our safety is guaranteed. For example, the possibility that Mocha will attack now, daytime, on the 14th isn't zero. I might just be overprotective, but still. If I let my guard down, the scene of Mayuri's death will still flashes back into my mind. I don't ever want to see that scene again.
マユリ、例えばの話だが、コミマが終わるまで秋葉に来るのはやめた方がいいのではないか。
I made such a proposal, but she didn't answer. Wanting to know what's wrong, I look to the side.
っていない。
I look around and rush and see her wandering off to a newly opened shaved ice store. That careless girl.
岡部って尽くすタイプなのね。
Kurisu, completely settled into the lab, starts talking with a sour look on her face, and a nice coffee in her hand.
何がだ？
I was on that channel, gathering information on the IBN 5100, but I let go of the mouse. I couldn't find the IBN 5100. I went to Yanagibayashi Shrine this morning, but contrary to my expectations, the retro PC wasn't there. The thing that Suza had promised she would entrust to us. Her present from 1975. Without it, we can't hack into CERN's database, meaning we can't achieve divergence over 1%.
あんたがマユリをお姫様扱いし始めた件について、今日は駅までお迎えに上がって、お昼ご飯は毒味までして、ここまでは手をつないで歩いてきたとか。
あのね、マユシーはオカリンに愛されちゃってるね。
So she talked. Mayuri said so carefree, stuffing her cheeks with takoyaki. I'm pretty sure she's not smiling happily because of my love. but because of the takoyaki's deliciousness. Anyway, she's talking like it doesn't involve her. I mean, don't tell Kurusu.
で、実際のところどうなんだ？
どうとは？
前から不思議だったのよね。あんたたちって付き合ってるの？
No. We're not. I'm sure Mayuri is a nice girl and all. Hell, she is a nice girl. We're friends. And that's pretty much as far as it's going to go. At least that's how I feel. I don't know about Okabe. Hold on, I'm gonna check my phone. Maybe there's something I can do with it. Phone? Yes, phone. Haven't checked this thing in a while.
そう見えるのか？
それは、
Just what sort of delusion did the girl have?
あのね、オカリンとマユシーは小さい頃からずっとお友達なんだよ。
What?
食べながら話すな、はしたない。
じゃあ、付き合ってないんだ。まあ、誰もオカベみたいな変人と付き合おうとは思わないし、当然よね。
クリスティーナよ。お前には失望したぞ。
は？何よいきなり。
俺は気づいた。気づいてしまったのだよ。お前の本質にな。恋の話になると、途端に食いつき方が変わる。そんなお前は、スイーツかっこ笑いに他ならない。恋の話を恋バナと読んでしまうお年頃だな。少子。そんな、お花畑能の持ち主を、この法王院京馬と我がラボは、求めていないぞ。
It feels nostalgic. But strange for me to be spewing such pretentious hipster bullshit after so long. It feels a little awkward to say lines like these. Can I no longer return to those pure days?
マッドサイエンティスト自称の中二病患者が何言ってやがりますか。
It's been so long since I've had to use this conversation with Kurusu like this. I suddenly feel lonely. When I was driven into a corner, unable to save Mayuri, I sought help from this genius girl. And then she encouraged me, supported me, all the while using a severe manner of talking. That fact completely disappeared the same way as Suzuha's memories did. Thank you for encouraging me back then. I express secret gratitude in my heart. By the way, Okabe, I think Kurusu likes you. I'm not entirely sure. That's just what it seems like. I finished typing out the X6800,000 keyboard in Psi. I stared at the divergence meter, placed on the side shelf. Its number is 0.409431%. What that meant...
世界の構造はより糸みたいなものなの。いくつもの可能性世界線が重ね合わせの状態になってて、常に無限個に枝分かれしてってるわけ。メーターの数値が 1% を超えた時、君はベータ世界線にたどり着いたことになる。アトラクタフィールドアルファの範囲外、ベータ世界線へ到達すれば収束する結果も変わる。そう、 1% を突破さえできたら椎名真由里は助けられるっていうこと。
Then, conversely, since I haven't broken 1%, does that mean Mayuri isn't saved? Is the world converging to the same result? That is, Mayuri's death? That can't be. That shouldn't be. I mean, nothing happened yesterday. Mayuri's alive, here, safe and sound. So nothing will happen. Nothing should happen. I believe that. But the dark doubt deep within my heart is slowly swelling today. My brain can't seem to think about anything else now. No matter how much I stare at it, the meter's numbers won't move a smidgen. So far, the only times reading Steiner is activated are the times we spent changing emails. What is it like in the case of time leaping? The vertigo I feel when I time leap might be an adverse effect of my reading Steiner ability. Or possibly, it might be caused by the same by my nerves pulsating when my brain is forced to remember future memories. I can't explain everything. In any case, I'm perfectly prepared for the worst case scenario. I've already set the time leap machine timer to send my memories to my phone 3 hours into the past. And with Daro's help, I bought a remote from the 42-inch broad tube TV downstairs from a junk shop. When we were experimenting with the microwave O-phone earlier, I made a hole in the floor. But that's actually useful. Instead of filling the holes, I made it bigger. The 42-inch broad tube TV was right underneath the hole. So if I point the remote to the hole and press the power button, it turns on. So if things suddenly go bad, I can time leap immediately. And they also have Fuji Gadget number 4, Monad Snake, on hand.
Okabe?
Kurisu enters the development room.
タイムリープマシンの実験はしないんじゃなかったの？
もしもの時のためだ。
もしもって？
Dude, you told her before, just tell her again. I don't want to answer that. I keep praying that my fears will be unfounded. It's okay. Everything should be okay. They didn't attack yesterday, so nothing should happen today. At the very least, we're past the crisis of Mayuri's life. But I still can't help but pray. Please let everything be safe. Please don't let anything happen. My prayers were unanswered. The doors kicked open. Several black shadows rush into the lab. Familiar men, the Rounders, point their guns at us. I freeze. My anxiety becomes conviction, knocked into despair. Almost like watching a video. Everything is the same as last time. But there's one difference. Today isn't Friday the 13th, but exactly 24 hours after. Meaning, no matter how long we wait, Suzuha won't come to save us.
動くな。全員両手を上げろ。
Oh, you guys are fucked. Suzuha seemed to know what the hell she was doing in order to take down these guys. Now what the hell are you gonna do? The dark-skinned crew-cut guy. Words were exactly the same. Eventually, the unpleasant sound of heels resounded from the stairway. The same.
萌香さん？
タイムマシンを回収させてもらう。
Suppressing the fear that I might get killed, I grab Mayuri's arm.
動くな。
The crew-cut man says something he hasn't said before.
牧瀬クリス、岡部倫太郎、橋田至、3名については、我々と一緒に来てもらう。抵抗は許されない。とにかく、あなたたちに逃げ場はないわ。私たちの仲間は、すでに秋葉原中に散らばっている。
What do I do? I should use my concealed monad snake, right? Use it, and then time leap? But Mayuri hasn't been killed yet. There's a possibility she might not be killed in this world line.
そこの貴様。
The crew-cut man points his gun at me. My heartbeat jumps up. I gush a cold sweat from it for an instant.
両手を上げろと言ったはずだ。
I only raise my left hand.
何を隠してる。
I have to use it. Don't count on wishful thinking. I prepare myself and switch on mode and snake. My vision turns white. I can't see anything. I can't tell anything. Rounders shouldn't be able to focus their aim at the right time in this condition. I have to time leap while it lasts. Pulling Mayuri's arm, I fumble over to the development room. I heard the sounds of randomly fired guns behind me. Suddenly, Mayuri's arm got heavy. I trip forward. I fall on my face.
Maya!
Our hands get separated. I go up around to look for Mayuri. I soon touch her slender hand. Mayuri's feeble whisper reaches my ears. Did she get hit? The rounder's random shot coincidentally hit Mayuri. In this poor visibility?
Mayuri! What?
We have to time leap now, Okabe. If she's gonna die, then we might as well go back anyway. I hear Kurisu and Daru's screams. Guns are being fired at random. A tremendous pain runs through the top of my head. When I press it down to my hand, I feel something slippery. A large amount of blood is flowing out. Dude, go now! It feels like my head is being wheeled down with a saw. My ears start ringing. My body's lurching over. I can't stand up straight. Time leap. Quick! I grab Mayuri's limp hand one last time, crawl to the development room, barely find the headgear and put it on. I point the remote to the hole and press on the switch. The TV downstairs turns on, and I hear the performers laughing from within.
Target A, Target C, 確保
Kurisu. Daru. Shit! I clench my fist in frustration. The time leap machine is already activated. The discharge phenomenon is already starting. My feet shake intensely. Once again, I travel to the past. The world collapses, then quickly rebounds back to normal. I endure the numbness in my brainstem and eyes. The pain in my parietal region appears as if it were to lie. I wipe the sweat off my brow and look around. I couldn't see any more of Monet's snake's vapor. The air was very clear. Kurus was reading a Western book like usual. Mayuri's playing a handheld game while eating a banana. Daru's not there. Now that I think about it, he did say he was going somewhere from noon to dusk today.
Maya...
I quickly swallow my words.
どうしたの？オカリンもバナナ食べる？
When I wave my head no, Mayuri tilts her head and then looks back at her game. I sink into the sofa and close my eyes. I feel like screaming in regret, but desperately hold back. Even when I sacrificed our memories with Suzuha to change the world line, nothing changed. Let's think. The divergence meter shows about 0.4%. Let's think about how to get that above 1%. Well, I got a thing. Now, I'm not sure if this necessarily led to it, but when you did undo that D-mail, the divergence did change. So my guess is, if we just, undo the D-mail, then maybe it'll go back, then everything will go back and Mayuri will be saved. Just undo every single D-mail you've done. No. If I just worry about this by myself, things will turn out the same way. I'll consult Kurisu like last time.
クリスちょっと来てくれ
I lead her out of the lab. Time for a heart-to-heart talk. I sat on the bench in front of the building, confirming the absence of Suzuha's bike.
何なの？私の名前を普通に呼ぶなんて、普通じゃないの。
Hirusu says so and frowns.
変な日本語。
助けてくれ。
これはびっくり。まさか、あんたの口からそんな言葉が出るなんて、熱でもあるんじゃない？
茶化すな。俺は本気で相談している。
タイムリープをしてきたのね。
お前はどこまで知っている？
どこまでって何を？
鈴葉がジョン・タイターだったことは。
え？
Hirusu stares blankly.
その発想はなかったわ。
When we stopped Suzuha from going to the time machine in real life, the time machine IRL meet on August 9th, she decided to time travel on August 13th. That event was most likely changed by my cancellation email. Just what happened in this world line those 4 days? I don't know.
タイムリープマシンは完成したか？
何言ってんの？昨日私が徹夜して完成させたでしょ？岡部はいつから飛んできたんだ？
今日の夜8時頃だ。
In any case, looks like I'll have to explain everything I've experienced again. I talked about what I experienced, like Mayuri's death, about Suzuha, about Moeka, and a summary of what Suzuha told me about the world's structure. Kurusu didn't particularly doubt anything.
話をまとめると、IBN5100 が手元に戻ってくれば勝ちっていうことになる。
That's the conclusion.
あくまで予測だけど、天音さんの話を逆の視点から考えてみればいい。IBN5100 を岡部が手に入れて、セルンにあるデータを消すその瞬間が分岐の臨界点なんだと思う。おそらくその瞬間、ダイバージェンスは 1% オーバーに達するはず。
問題は IBN5100 が今はどこにあるかだ。
岡部は一度 IBN5100 を手に入れている。あんたの記憶が妄想じゃなければな。その世界線へもう一度行けることができれば、必然的に手元に戻ってくるんじゃない？
なるほど。IBN5100 はある時を境にラボから忽然と姿を消した。
前にそのことで騒いでたわね。あの時は岡部がついに妄想と現実の区別がつかなくなったかと思って、心の中で「オーゴッド」ってつぶやいてた。
アメリカかぶれめ、何がオーゴッドだ。クリスチャンはクリスチャンとでも言いたいのか。
When I say that, Kurusu looks at me with disdain.
誰がうまいこと言えと言った？
俺も口に出してから後悔した。
This isn't the time for such worthless chatter.
それでクリスティーナ、お前はこう言いたいんだな。俺たちが生じさせてしまった世界の歪み、すなわちこれまでに世界線を変動させた全ての D メールを打ち消していけば IBN5100 を俺が柳林神社で見つけた世界線へと戻ることができると。
Sounds like a plan to me. Let's get to it. So we gotta change Rukiko's, Faris's, Moeka's, I guess? Yeah. From what I've experienced so far, I'm confident that the IBN 5100's disappearance from the lab wasn't due to theft. At any rate, I've been lodging in the lab. Whenever it wasn't at the lab, another lab mem was. Someone was in the lab every hour of the day. It's physically impossible for someone to take away a retro PC that heavy without anyone noticing. So it's proper to think that the email caused it to deviate from the world line where I found the IBN 5100 at Yanagibayashi Shrine.
あくまで仮説だけど、私はあんたの説明だけをもとに判断しているから。もしあんたが事実誤認をしていたり、私を騙そうとしていたり、妄想を垂れ流していた場合は、この仮説はあっけなく破綻する。
This assistant of mine has no confidence in me at all.
この仮説を盲目的に信じてもらっても困る。保険はいくつかあるとはいえ、迂闊な行動をとって、もしも罪になってしまったら、まゆりを二度と助けられなくなるんだから。
I know. If I could, I'd like to ask for Suzuha's opinion too. But in this world line, she traveled to 1975 on the night of August 9th. There's no way I can meet her then. Now.
どうして IBN5100 が消えたのか。これまでに送った D メールの中のどれが IBN5100 の消えた原因なのか。それを突き止めるのが解を導くための近道ね。
わからないのは、まゆりの死ぬタイミングがちょうど24時間ずれたことだ。
確かに気になるな。ダイバージェンスが変わったことが関係してるのかな。バタフライエフェクトの可能性がある。それならほんの些細な原因でも結果には大きな誤差が生じる。とにかく慎重な行動が大切。不用意なことはしない方がいい。例えば一番危険なのはあんたが死ぬこと。世界線を越えて記憶を継続できるのはおそらく岡部だけだから。あんたが死んだらまゆりも助けられなくなると思いなさい。絶対に死なないで。
もしかして心配してくれているのか。
は？何それ？誰得？そんなわけないでしょ。勘違いするな。つまり死ぬなって言ったのはあんたが貴重な被験者だからよ。そうなの。
You're totally lying. How the hell do you think I'm gonna believe that?
世界線云々はともかく、あんたのその何度もタイムリープしていながら記憶が継続してる脳ってのは脳科学史を塗り替えるくらい貴重なサンプルであって。
Yeah, you keep telling me that. And maybe I'll believe you when I'm asleep and I'm having some weird ass dream.
あんたの脳をマッピングして一体何がどうなってるのか確かめたい気分よ。だから引き続き実験をガンガンやってくれると私としても助かるわけ。タイムリープマシンはいわば私の研究の成果でもあるんだから。
落ち着け。
Kutuzu turns away with a sour look. This assistant of mine is so difficult. Anyhow, to return to the world line where I got the IBN 5100 at Yanagibayashi Shrine, I need to cancel all the emails we sent so far. That's the hypothesis. Theoretically speaking, there are no contradictions. I don't have anything else besides Kurusu's explanation. When I look at my watch, it's 6:42. Mocha's attack is in 1 hour. I decide to time leap once more. To daytime on the 13th, right after the time leap machine is complete.
クリスティーナ、お前の案を試してみる。
そう。
I take Kurusu's hand and firmly grasp it.
お前には何度も助けられているな。いつもすまない。
謝るな、バカ。調子狂うでしょ。そもそも前にあんたを助けたことなんて私はちっとも覚えてないのよ。どう責任取ってくれるの？
Why is she the one getting mad? I just don't get it.
できれば覚えておきたかった。そうすればあんたの情けない姿をネタにいつでもプギャーってできたから。
お前は実に性格が悪いな。
あんたが言うな。
Thus, I time leapt 28 hours back.